to Rain of Whispers. Today I'm taking you on a journey to a small forgotten village near Philadelphia, one that hides secrets so dark you'll question reality itself. This isn't just a story, it's a psychological maze where every turn reveals something more disturbing. So, grab your headphones, dim the lights, and let's begin. About an hour outside Philadelphia lies Whispering Pines, a village shrouded in mystery. It's not on modern maps, and even locals rarely mention it. Those who do speak of it warn travelers to stay away. But for people like me, warnings are invitations. I first heard about Whispering Pines from an old man at a roadside diner. He was a retired trucker, his face lined with years of hard work and sleepless nights. He told me, Whispering Pines ain't no ordinary place. People go there, but they don't come back, at least not the same. Intrigued, I did some digging. Whispering Pines had been abandoned for decades, but why? No one knew for sure. Some said it was a toxic gas leak. Others whispered about a cult that vanished overnight. Whatever it was, I decided to find out for myself. The road to Whispering Pines was narrow and winding, flanked by dense woods that seemed to lean in as if they wanted to swallow my car whole. My GPS lost signal about 5 miles in, but I pressed on, guided by the fading sunlight and sheer curiosity. When I finally reached the village, the air felt wrong. You know how you feel when someone's watching you? Multiply that by 10. The streets were eerily quiet, lined with houses that seemed frozen in time. Paint peeled from the walls, windows were shattered, and rusted swings creaked in an invisible breeze. I parked my car in the center of the village, next to what looked like an old town hall. Its clock tower stood tall, but the hands were stuck at 3:17. That's when I noticed the first unsettling detail. There were no animals, no birds, no stray dogs, nothing, just silence. I decided to explore one of the houses. The door creaked open with a sound that echoed through the empty streets. Inside, everything looked normal. At first, a dining table with plates still set, children's toys scattered on the floor, even a TV with static buzzing faintly. It was as if the residents had left in a hurry. But why? Then I saw it. A journal lying on the couch. It belonged to a woman named Clara, dated 1967. The entries started off mundane, talking about her kids, her husband, the usual small-town life. But as I read on, the tone changed. March 5th, the whispers started last night. At first, I thought it was the wind, but it sounded human, like someone calling my name. Jack says I'm imagining things, but I can't shake this feeling. March 10th, people are leaving. The Johnsons packed up and left without saying goodbye. They didn't even take their dog. Something's happening here, and no one wants to talk about it. March 15th, I saw them. Shadow figures, standing at the edge of the woods. They don't move, they just watch. Jack says we'll leave soon, but I don't think we can. I don't think they'll let us. The last entry was smeared as if written in a hurry. March 17th, they're here, they're inside, God help us. As I read the final words, I heard it, a faint whisper. My heart raced as I looked around the room. No one was there. I told myself it was just the wind, but deep down I knew better. I stepped outside, and that's when I saw them. At the edge of the village, where the woods began, stood shadowy figures. They were tall, featureless, and utterly still. My instinct screamed at me to run, but my legs refused to move. One of them tilted its head as if curious. Then they began to move, not walking but gliding, their forms flickering like a bad signal on a TV. I ran to my car, slamming the door and turning the key. The engine sputtered but wouldn't start. That's when I noticed the clock on my dashboard. It read 3:17, just like the clock tower. Desperation kicked in. I grabbed my phone to call for help, but the screen was blank. No apps, no time, just a black void. The whispers grew louder, coming from all directions. I could feel them closing in, their presence heavy and suffocating. Finally, the car roared to life. I didn't think, I just drove, the shadows chasing me until I was out of the village. The moment I crossed the old wooden bridge at the village's edge, everything stopped. The whispers, the figures, the dread, it all vanished. I looked in my rearview mirror. Whispering Pines was gone. The road stretched behind me as if the village had never existed. When I got home, I checked online for any record of Whispering Pines. There was nothing. No old maps, no mentions in local archives, nothing except a few vague legends. Even the journal I took from the house was blank, its pages empty. So was it real? Did I imagine everything? Or did the village of Whispering Pines erase itself and me from existence? I'll leave that for you to decide. But if you ever find yourself near Philadelphia and hear whispers in the woods, turn back. Because some places aren't meant to be found.